They told the team to forget her. She was surrounded, too late, but Maya didn't hear retreat. She heard a clock break, a promise wake up, then she started counting. One breath, one round, one name. The ridge answered. Every target fell. Maya's watch broke 2 winters ago. A fall on black ice. A stranger saved. The watch gave its glass. She kept wearing it. It didn't tick anymore. It only pressed a cold circle into her skin. A quiet oath. Now the glass bites her wrist as she lies in the scrub. The ridge is stone and thorn. The air is thin and dry. Below, a dusty road cuts the valley like a scar. Trucks wait there, men too. They smoke, spit, laugh. They point at the ridge as if pointing at a ghost. In her left pocket, an empty wallet. No cash, no notes, no faces. Only a crease where a photo could have lived if she had kept any. She remembers the girl at the tea stall. The cracked kettle. The fever stain on the child's lips. Maya had slid the last note across the counter. Buy the medicine. The girl had nodded once. No tears then. All salt had dried into the dust. Her cheek touches the stock. Cold metal. Her breath is small and steady. Count in, pause, count out. She imagines the watch ticking for her. 1 beat for breath. 1 beat for sight. 1 beat for mercy that will never quite be enough. The radio hisses. Static. Then the low voice of the team leader. Ridge 1, status? She answers with 2 words. Eyes on. He says the rest, tight and careful. Convoy stalled. More inbound. We're rerouting. Delay is 20. 20 minutes is not a delay. 20 minutes is a change of fate. Maya scans the road, canvas tarps, boxes under blankets. Boots lined in a row as if waiting to be named. Men kneel by a map on a tailgate. A portable tower crackles near them. The antenna is thin as a reed and twice as fragile. She marks it first. Then the radio man. Then the man in the brown scarf who never looks down. Commanders are like that. Eyes on horizon. Feet on other people's backs, the radio again. A different voice, short, hard. Forget her. She's surrounded. It is not her team. It is someone above her team. Somewhere with walls and coffee and a clock that always works. Her leader pushes back. Negative. She's in our window. The reply is flat. Window's closed. Exfil route red. You waste her. You lose 3. Move. Maya doesn't speak. It is easier not to. She shifts 1 inch to the left. A thorn rips her sleeve. The wind dries sweat on the back of her neck. The broken watch flares once with a shard of sun. She covers it with dirt. The ridge swallows the light and keeps it. Below, 2 villagers push a cart. It lists to one side. Its wheel is a circle of wire and wish. The men in boots stop the cart. They pull back the blanket. Then they laugh. Not the nice kind. Maya sees sacks of rice. She sees a single jar of pills. She sees the way one villager tries to cover the jar with his hand. The brown scarf man kicks the jar. It rolls, stops in the road dust, glints, then disappears under another boot. Maya's breath slows even more. No heat now. Only a long, cool lane of aim. The tower's first. She breaks it. The sound is a dry cough that the wind eats at once. The reed snaps. The radio man flinches and looks at the sky. He doesn't fall yet. She places her next shot into the brown scarf shoulder seam. Cloth lifts. Bone decides. He drops the way a fallen branch drops. No planning, no grace. Noise spreads like oil. Men scatter. Some drag the villagers to cover. Others raise rifles in the wrong direction. Maya rides the stillness inside the noise. She uses it the way a swimmer uses a current. 1 shot, then she waits. 3 beats. Another shot. She wants every sound to feel like it comes from another slope. She wants the road to think it is haunted by a patient mountain. Her radio breathes again. Abort, Ridge 1, abort. The word abort floats empty of teeth. She could chew it. She doesn't. She watches a boy run out from the tea stall down the road. Dust explodes around his legs. No one sees him yet. He is small and stubborn, and completely wrong about where he should be. He grabs the pill jar from the dirt. He clutches it to his chest. He looks at the ridge. He does not wave. He only nods once the way his sister did. Maya moves the crosshair off the boy and onto the man who just saw him. She bleeds another second into the valley. Then she salts it. The man folds. The boy vanishes behind the cart as if the earth opened and took him back. Boots scrape to her left. Close. Too close. A team of 3 has climbed the goat path. They think they are quiet. They are wrong. But wrong still kills if it gets close enough. Maya slides backward by inches. Thorns complain in whispers. She tucks the empty wallet into the dirt to mark the spot she'll never use again. A tiny gravestone for a version of herself who had more time and more money. She lifts the rifle and crawls along the spine of stone. Her elbow bumps the watch. Glass grinds. The shard finds skin. A bead of blood gathers, fat and bright. She smears it on a rock to fake a trail. The first climber comes into view. He breathes through his mouth. He has put tape on his rattling buckles. He is not a fool. She takes the barrel off him and finds the second. Always the second. People trust firsts. Seconds are the ones who finish the work. The radio cuts through, sharp now. Last call. Confirm abort. She almost laughs. The sound stays inside her teeth. She sights on the second climber. She waits for a cloud to cross the sun. Shadows change. The mountain changes its face without moving. Maya moves with it. A safety clicks behind her ear. A breath she didn't take scrapes skin. A voice she doesn't know whispers a word she doesn't like. Don't. The broken watch digs into her wrist as if trying to wake up. The voice is not a shout. It is a breath that decided to be language at the last moment. Hands where I see them. Maya freezes. Her pulse doesn't. It knocks at the door of her throat, but she doesn't let it in. She turns her head a fraction. The muzzle is close enough to clean. It smells like oil and nervous plans. The man takes one small step to keep angle. He learned from someone patient. He forgot one thing. Here patience belongs to the ground. Maya's fingers slide away from the trigger. Her palm opens. He leans to see both hands. He must. That is the training inside him. When he leans, his shadow leaps to the right. Shadows tell truths that mouths hide. She brings her elbow back like a door closing against a storm. Bone finds knee. Knee forgets to hold. The man stumbles. She twists, drags the barrel with one hand, pushes with the other. The shot hammers the rock and goes nowhere anyone will remember. His balance leaves him. He grabs for Thorn. Thorn forgives no one. She doesn't kill him. Not yet, he knows things. She knots his wrists with his own sling. She wedges him in a fold of stone where the mountain can hold him for a minute. His eyes tremble with his breath. She puts a finger to her lips. He nods like a student caught drawing maps in the back of class. Below, the road is moving again. The brown scarf man bleeds into the dust, but he's alive. Men shout at the boy. They can't see him. He has learned the art of edges. Good boy. Her radio hisses, then smooths into sense. Ridge 1, your window is gone. If you move now, you can clear the north gully. We cannot cover. She touches the radio and thinks of taking the battery out. She does not yet. She needs their map in her ear, even if that map hates her. She retrieves the empty wallet from its small grave. She opens it. Nothing. The wallet is a mouth with no tongue. She puts a small chip inside. A shard from the watch glass she pried loose months ago. It catches light. She leaves the wallet where she wants an eye to pause. Every hunter looks at a thing that flashes. Every hunted learns to leave such things exactly where hunters will see them. She moves along the ridge. The goat path is a thread that doesn't want to be held. It tries to shrug her into air. She ignores it. She knows how to be smaller than her own weight. A drone whines. Thin sound. Skeins of sun scratch its plastic shell. It tilts its face. It squints. She feels its gaze like mild fever. It has to come lower to see the whole truth. Machines are greedy that way. She lies still and lets her outline marry the rocks. She waits for its greed to make it careless. The drone drops 2 meters, 3, 4. She doesn't shoot it. She knocks her barrel against a stone so the sound carries to the left. The drone shivers that way, curious. She moves the other way, sliding into a seam where the ridge once broke and then healed badly. Her captive thrashes in his stone cradle. He makes a sound too loud for the wind. She turns back. Her eyes become hard rope. He goes still. She looks past him and sees a cloth tied to a thorn. A strip from a girl's headscarf. Faded green. Tea leaves green. The wind lifts it like a small flag that belongs to someone who had to leave quickly. She remembers the tea stall girl. That nod, that steady face. There was a photo on the wall of the stall. A brother with an ugly hat. A mother with a better smile than luck. The jar of pills had been the same shape as the one in the road. Everything repeats here. Even hope repeats until it tears. The convoy starts to rumble. They don't trust the road, but they trust their need to be somewhere else. The portable tower lies like a dead reed in a dry stream. The radio man holds a brick-sized set to his ear and shouts into it as if volume could replace antenna. They push the villagers into the back of a truck. They throw the rice back on top of them. Food as lid, kindness as weight. Maya traces a line from wheel to driver to the guard with the careful walk. He will be first if she wants the truck to sleep. But there is a shape on the bed that was not there before. A shape with knees drawn up and a scarf pulled to the eyes. A shape with knees drawn up and a scarf pulled to the eyes. A girl who belongs to a tea stall in better luck. Maya keeps her breath between the beats of her watch that does not beat. The radio breathes again. Ridge 1. Confirm Exfil North Gully. Now or never, she whispers. Copy. She doesn't move north. She moves east into a slot where rock pinches the world to a narrow yes. Her captured climber whispers something in a language she knows by sound but not by book. He says, "Don't do this." She says nothing. She slides the bolt and teaches the valley a new way to count. The first shot breaks the guard's step in the middle. Half of motion falls one way. Half falls the other. No one knows which half held life until it stops pretending. The second shot takes the radio from the shouting man's hand. It jumps like a fish. It breaks like a wish. Men scramble. The driver slams the door, crunches the clutch, jerks the truck. It stalls. Trucks stall when fear drives. A different engine wakes behind the curve. Heavy. Angry. It carries a voice of metal that thinks it cannot be killed. An armored hull crawls into view like a gray beetle with money for skin. Maya slides back another inch. She cannot argue with the hull. She can only speak to the eyes that look out of it. She angles for those eyes. Then the drone returns, closer, bold now. It blinks red. A small laser dot tastes the rocks near her left boot. It moves, slow and hungry, up toward her knee. She thinks about the gully. She thinks about the boy with the jar. She thinks about the girl with the scarf pulled up to the eyes. Footsteps rake the path behind her again. More climbers. They talk low. They move better. They are learning as they climb. Her radio goes quiet for one long breath. Then it comes back with words that don't want to be said. Command says we can't wait. Forget her. A pause. The team leader adds a soft private line. I won't write that down. Maya lifts the rifle. The dot finds her thigh now. She exhales and aims at the drone. She should not waste a round. She wastes it anyway because wasting and saving are not always what they seem. The drone breaks into confetti the wind refuses to celebrate. The dot dies. So does stealth. The climbers charge the last stretch. Stone skitters. A hand latches her boot. Fingers close like a trap around her ankle. She turns, knife already in her palm, and sees the face below the fingers. It is a boy's face. The tea stall's boy. Dirt on his cheek. Pills in his shirt. Eyes full of a plan he has no right to have. Come, he says and pulls. He drags her into a crack in the ridge. Barely a cave, more like the mountain remembering an old wound. They squeeze through. Twigs comb their hair. Stone combs their breath. Inside, the cave smells of goat and old rain. The boy shoves aside a sack. Behind it, a tunnel falls to a ledge. The ledge opens above a bowl of scrub. From here, the road below looks like a string laid across a drum. How did you... She begins. He shrugs. Goats live here. We hide when men come, men, not soldiers. He has learned to call danger by its true size. His hand goes to his shirt. He pulls out the pill jar. Pride flashes across his face. He pushes the jar into her hands as if she had earned it. She closes her fist around it. Plastic warms. Something inside rattles like small hope. He points with his chin. Zara is on the truck. The name lands like a coin on a stone floor. His sister's name, short, sharp, important. How many? She asks. 6 in the first truck, 4 more riding the sides. 1 angry beetle. The armored car. He has his own words. She respects them. She peers through a slit of rock. She adjusts for wind that has changed but not told anyone. She sees Zara, eyes visible above the scarf, eyes that know how to be brave without announcing it. She sees the man with the careful walk climb onto the truck bed and yank the scarf down. He checks her face. He thinks he is checking identity. He is checking the strength of her spine and does not know it. Maya lines him up. The cave breathes with her. Even the rock seems to count. She could take him now. But men replace men. She needs to break the replacing. Her radio whispers, a ghost on a short leash. Ridge 1, if you're breathing, mark the cache. We hit the dump or the dump moves south. We do not chase the road with kids on it. She could say yes. She could. She tastes the word and spits it back inside. The cache will burn, she says. But first the chain. Chain? The ones who tie. Silence. Then the leader again. heavy with a weight he will not share. You have 6 minutes. After that our sky goes blind. 6 minutes on a broken watch. She smiles without her mouth. Plenty. She sets 2 rocks on the ledge to cradle the rifle. She checks the cracked face of the watch. 1 shard reflects enough to write meager sunlight onto the cave wall. She turns it until the light becomes a small blade. She angles it into the mouth of the passage behind her to blind whoever comes hunting from that direction. The boy watches, eyes wide. He says, almost a laugh, "You cut with light." "Sometimes," she says. "Sometimes light is sharper," she breathes. The first bullet speaks to the man who yanked the scarf. It tells him no. He listens with his chest. He stops moving. A guard on the side wheels around. She tells him to sit. He sits. Men pull Zara down as a shield. Cowards believe bodies are doors you can lock. They are wrong. Bodies are storms. They break doors. The armored car grinds forward. Its turret sniffs the ridge. Maya drops behind rock. Dust sneaks into her throat. She coughs once inside her chest where no sound can climb out. A new sound answers, not from the road, from the slope opposite. A single flat crack. A rock near her cheek chips. Stone freckles her face with grit. She knows that sound. She has sent such sounds before, a counter-sniper. Down, she tells the boy. He flattens without question. She slides rifle to the side of the slit. She angles for reflection. She uses watch glass and a sliver of water pooling on the ledge. The opposite ridge offers a small glare in return. It is a poor mirror. It is enough. She marks the angle, the distance, the lie of wind. She cannot see a face. She can see a habit. The habit of resting the barrel on a knee instead of a rock. The smallest sway of cloth. She times his breath by the way the sway pauses. The cave shakes as the armored car tosses a warning shell into a slope 5 meters to the left. Rocks tumble. Peebles skitter. The boy covers his ears. Maya holds still. Dust fills the air like a bad story. When it settles, she owns 3 clean beats. She fires. The opposite ridge answers with nothing. She waits a count. Still nothing. She waits 2 more counts. Then a bird lifts from scrub on that side. 1 wing flops. Something heavy has fallen in the brush. She doesn't celebrate. She does not have time. 3 minutes, the radio says. Plenty, she says again, and feels the watch dig deeper as if it too wants to disagree. Below the convoy is a mouth full of broken teeth. Men drag Zara toward the armored car. They think steel means safe. Steel means slow. She puts a round into the track sprocket. A hard ping, a squeal. The beetle loses its patience with moving. It spreads frustration into the air with a shriek of gears. Good. The boy tugs her sleeve. He points down valley. A second convoy dusts the horizon. More trucks. She tastes metal at the back of her tongue. Time has brought family. 2 minutes, the radio says. Maps hate surprises. Valleys love them. She moves. She can't stay in the slit. Angles die when they're used too long. She crawls back to the tunnel. She presses the pill jar into the boy's hands. If I fall, give this to Zara. He shakes his head hard enough to make Dust jump. You won't. She almost wants to believe him. Instead, she gives him the empty wallet. Throw this into the sun where they can't help but stare. He nods. He knows how to throw a rock at a dog without being bit. This is the same thing, only with faces. She snakes along the rear passage. It squeezes like a throat trying to keep a secret. She fits anyway. She tastes old rain on the stone. She slides into another ledge 30 meters south of the first. New angle, new math. The opposite ridge coughs once. So the counter-sniper had a friend. A pair, always a pair. She smiles at her own foolish sigh of relief from before. Then she divides the new sound from the old. Different rhythm. Different training. The first shot had been disciplined. This one is urgent. Anger in it. Maybe she killed the teacher. The student is still here. 30 seconds, the radio says. Her leader adds low. I'm sorry. She presses her head against the rock. The mountain is cool and firm like a hand on a fevered brow. She lifts the rifle again. She places a round through the student's lesson. Silence grows where sound had been. It grows fast. On the road, a man lifts a small black box. He shouts a code into it. He looks at the sky, not the ridge. He is calling for a sky strike. Her sky will go blind soon, yes, but it can still throw fire, she chambers. She shoots the box. It becomes a handful of surprised plastic. The man looks down at his offended hand. He is like a person who dropped honey. He will never get the stickiness off his skin. The second convoy is closer. Dust thickens, makes a low veil. Zara's eyes find the ledge. Maya doesn't know how, but they do. They lock into hers. No wave. Just that same small nod. The boy flings the empty wallet into the sun. It spins. Light licks it, bites it, throws it, catches it again. Men look up as if coins were falling from a kind. God, Maya uses that one breath where greed erases. Training. 1, 2, 3. Then the armored car opens its turret. Mouth and draws a new breath, the mountain answers, with a deeper one from behind her back. A foot crushes. Gravel inches from her boot heel. Someone is in the passage with her.